Hello, my creative friends. I'm Cheryl Dorsey, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and welcome to my YouTube channel. I hope that you'll subscribe. If you like the video today, please click the like button and leave me a comment. I like to hear from you all and what you think about the cards I make. So today I have the most precious card to share with you, and I hope that you will make one too. This is called a bookbind card, and when you open it up, you can see here it's kind of bound, so to speak, like a book. And I just thought it was such a cute idea that I decided to make some for myself. Okay, so let me show you the pieces that you will need. You'll need a piece of cardstock that is 8.5 by 5.5, and this is scored at 4 1/4, and it's also scored at 3 1/4. Then you're also going to need 2 pieces of designer series paper, and I am using the Pansy Petals designer series paper. I love this paper, it's one of my favorites. My grandmother used to have lots of pansies in her yard, so when I see this paper, I always think of her. You're also going to need a piece of white cardstock that is 5 1/4 by 3 inches. And then lastly, just a little strip of designer series paper that is 5 1/4 by 3/4 inch. So this is not a difficult card, and I just think it's so clever. So let's talk about making this. Oh, I did want to show you. I am using the pansypatch stamp set today. And so we're going to be stamping one of the pansies on the inside of the card. And then today we're going to use this thank you sentiment. Okay, so let's get started. First, I'm just going to take my piece of cardstock here, and I'm going to take my bone folder and burnish these edges so we have a nice crisp fold. I'm so glad to be back with you today. My husband and I went on vacation, which was fantastic. It's our first vacation in a couple years, and it was wonderful. It's just great to be able to go somewhere fun. And then after I got back, I got a cold, and I lost my voice. So I've been wanting to do this video for like, I don't know, 4 or 5 days, but I couldn't talk, and so I just waited. All right, so I'm just going to use my multi-purpose liquid glue here, and I want this to stick down, so I'd like to use the glue because it's really strong, but I don't want to put too much because I don't want it to smush out. Because if it smushes out, it will glue my card closed. And I definitely don't want that. So here we go. So all the glue stayed where it was supposed to, behind that score line, just like that. Okay, let's put some of our other pieces on. Let's see, I'm going to use this one on the front. It's going to go right here. So again, multi-purpose liquid glue. I love this. This is my favorite adhesive. There's also tape adhesive and different kinds that you can use, but for me, the liquid glue works the best because I'm not always super precise when I lay down my layers. Sometimes I need to scoot them around a little bit. I don't always get them exactly where I want them on the very first go, so it helps me to be able to move that around just a little bit. Now I'm just going to take this little strip, and we're going to put it on the bookbinding part of the card. Here we go. So has anybody else gone on vacation recently? It's been so long. I almost forgot how to pack. So if you have gone on vacation, tell me where you've been and if it was great, because I want to hear about it. I want to hear about all the fun things that you're doing too. Okay, one more piece of designer series paper. And this one goes just on the inside here. Now, as I said, I'm using the Pansy Petals Designer Series paper. Of course, you can use any DSP that you have and make the card the way you want to make it. So, see how quick? This is really coming together very quickly. All right, now, this is the piece that's going to go on the inside of the card. And I want to stamp a pansy down here in this corner. So I'm going to do that with polished pink. This polished pink is also the color of my cardstock. I don't remember if I mentioned that or not, but yes, I am using polished pink today. So that's the color I want for my pansy. And this is like a multi-stamp process. This first stamp, I'd like for it to be dark. So I'm going to ink up really good, and then I'm just going to put it here, hold it for just a moment so the ink can absorb into the cardstock, and there we go. Now, this next part, I'm just going to go right on top of that, and I would like for it to be just a little bit lighter. So I inked up my stamp really good, but I'm going to stamp off. So I get rid of a little bit of the ink, and then I'm going to put this right on top here. Let's see how I do. Trying to keep my head out of the frame because you don't need to see the top of my head. There we go. Can you see that? So now we've got dark polished pink and light polished pink. Okay, so the next stamp is going to go kind of right in the center there, and for that I'm going to use Saffron. It's kind of a soft yellow color. And actually, I'm going to stamp this off too, because I don't want it to be super bright. I want it to be a little bit softer. So we stamp that off. And there we go. Nice soft yellow. The next piece is this stamp, and it is going to be in black. So I'm going to use my Memento Tuxedo black ink. And let's get that one inked up. There we go. And it's going to go right on top. I really like this multi-layering of the stamps. It really brings a lot of detail into the image. Isn't that great? I love it. It's so beautiful. I think they really look like what real pansies do look like. So it's kind of fun to create with this stamp set. And now we're going to stamp just this little part on the inside here. And that's just this little tiny dot. There we go. Well, I cannot say how much I love those. Oh, and by the way, that little dot in the middle, I used Mango Melody for that. So there we go. Now, we can take this and put it inside our card. And then all we have to do is stamp our little sentiment for the outside and do a little embellishing, and we'll be all finished. I made a bunch of these cards, so I will show you when we're finished here. I will show you some of the other ones I made, all using this same pack of Designer Series paper, but I chose different colors for the card bases. And they all turned out so great. I love it. I love this. I love this. Okay, so now I'm going to use a thank you stamp from the Pansy Patch stamp set, and I'm just going to stamp the thank you on this little die cut. It's from the Stitched So Sweetly dies, and it's the smallest one. Here it is, right here. It's the smallest one in the set. And I went ahead and die cut that out before we started. And I'm going to use Evening Evergreen to stamp my sentiment. Okay, I think I've got that inked up pretty well. Let's see if I can get it on here reasonably straight. Okay, there we go. Thank you. I like the type style in this stamp set as well. I think it's really very pretty. All right, so we're going to put this on the front, and let's see, where do we want it? We got to decide. I'm going to use some dimensionals to attach that to the front of my card because I like it to be popped up just a little bit. So I'll just put a couple of dimensionals on the back here. And, whoops, here we go. All right. And I think, I don't know, what do you think? I guess I'm going to put it right here. I am just going to put it right there. Okay. Now, let's fancy it up a little bit. I have a piece of open weave polished pink ribbon here. So I'm simply going to tie a knot in this. You could do a bow if you'd liked. Today, I'm just going to keep it simple and do a little knot. All right, and I'm going to attach that to my card with a glue dot. I love these glue dots. They're so easy to use. So I'm just going to press this down right on top of a glue dot. And then, let's see, I think I'm just going to put it right here, just right underneath my sentiment. And now, let's see, where are my scissors? Because I want to trim the tails of this. I kind of like short tails. So I'm just going to do that. And this one right here. Okay. Get rid of that. There we go. That's cute. Now, one more thing. I love bling, so let's add a little bit of bling. These are the 2021 to 2023 in color jewels, and let's put a few of those on. And I think I'm going to use, let's see, I'm going to use these. This is the soft succulent color, so let's put a few of these on. Let's see, I'm going to do one here. And when I do embellishments, I like to put them on in odd numbers. So today I think I'll just use 3. And let's see, let's put one right down here. Okay, so we have a nice sentiment. We have beautiful designer series paper. We have a cute little knot made out of ribbon, and we have our bling. And then when it opens up, it's got this really beautiful pansy. I just love this card. I also want to show you, because I kind of have a rule that says no naked envelopes. So I use some of the other stamps from this set to make this smaller pansy on the front of the envelope. So who would not love to get this card? And as I said, I made a lot of these because I love them so much. So let me show you, I'll move this out of the way. Let me just show you some of the other ones that I made. So this one, and on this one I used fresh freesia for the card base. Here's another one where I used soft succulent for the card base. This one used, let's see, what was it? Calypso Coral for the card base. And here's one with Pale Papaya for the card base. And then this one was Blackberry Bliss. And so if you're wondering, Cheryl, how did you decide to use which cardstock to go with your designer series paper. Here's my secret. I'm not an artist. So on the back of the designer series paper packs, they always tell you what all the coordinating colors are. And so what I like to do when I get a new pack of designer series paper is look at that, and then I write it here so I can actually see it. Because this is too small for me to try to read. So I write it big over here, and that's all I did when I got ready to make these cards. I just looked and I picked some of these colors and chose those for the cardstock. And that is how I decided what cardstock to use. All right, those are my cards. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you will hit the like button and leave me a comment. I also hope that you will subscribe to my YouTube channel and tell your friends about it. So that's all I have for you today. I'll be back again soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.